All right. We're on stream number 2. Probably not going to be a long one, but an important one. So we've got a lot of changes in here. I think we need some reference for the configuration. Build GPIO button specs. So this should be float up or down. GPIO pin numbers as strings. Into some of our own documentation. Whether to emit events for press, falling edge. Okay. Rising edge. Okay, this is JSON, so we can't have documentation in there, unfortunately. I'm going to ask, I'm going to get AI to basically write a full and thorough documentation, configuration reference for GUI. I think that's going to be important going forward, you know, so we know what the heck we're doing. This is cool though. This works well so far. So we'll jump on. Okay, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I've looked through all this code already, and we know that it works. So I think the only thing that's really missing here is that documentation. I need now I'm going to take this off autopilot. I'm not really that convinced about the use of autopilot yet, to be honest. I'm going to take it off. I need you to write exhaustive documentation for the GUI config.json file. all its current options and valid values. I think we need 5.4 high, but you know what, why not? Seems to do a good job. Doesn't cost any more. That's, yeah, I guess it just takes longer. Right, so we got this demo. The main.go. This file is feeling pretty large. Not at the point where I really want to abstract it out just yet, but it is getting pretty hefty. Conventionally, test files are placed in the same directory. Okay. It's good to know. So this is the config parser for GUI. So this has all of the new GPIO stuff in there. Validate input bindings is a new one for the hardware configuration. Input event, so there's a hardware input event that the protocol fires out. So that's just for the default styling. That is kind of weird that those are capitalized. Active low with pull-ups. See, that's what we got in the Raspberry Pi, or in the display here, is the switch is ground. So the pin is pulled up to 5 volts or 3.3 volts or whatever the hell it is. Then we push on the pin, it drops that to ground. Okay, this is good. I'm feeling a bit stuck here. No output. I successfully used. Instead of procrastinating, I think it's time to actually type out the tool call. There we go. You got there, buddy. She's finishing up now. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay. Right, we'll push that up. All right, now we're gonna go, I think, back into I feel like my light needs to be warmer. I mean, see what that's like. does seem a little bit better. Okay. Still kind of orange, but whatevs. Oh, let's give ourselves a round of applause and a reminder of where we're at. Huh? Okay. And we've got MIDIPUNK. Well, that kind of works, which is horrendous. Even the pitch wheel works. Beautiful. And our little touch screen works, which is just lovely. That's really cool. Okay. Well, this is good. I think what I want to do now is create a new chat. I think we've exhausted that one. So if we create a new one, I think it's going to be the way to go. For this, I think what we need now is to get back into MIDIPUNK, and I want to basically implement a hardware soft button row, kind of persistent on the bottom of the screen. So that's going to be in MIDIPUNK. We're going to go GUI UI. We're going to go controller. We're going to go scenes. Okay, so here we're going to go. I have just I have just implemented hardware GPIO push button support in GUI. The device I'm using, a little 2.8 inch TFT resistive hat, has 4 GPIO buttons under the long edge of the screen. Screenshot attached. I want to use these as soft buttons. I need you to create a new soft button component, which this component will have 4 labels, which stretches the width of the scene along the bottom of the screen. This component will have 4 labels, which will specify what each button will do on the current scene. Which will specify what each button will do on the scene. I'll give it some examples soon. If a soft button is not used, it should just still show a blank box in the row. Since the actions of the soft buttons should be defined via the scene submitted to GUI, we should also get the labels for the buttons from the same place. From where that's all defined, to avoid spreading the logic around too much. Oh, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't sound like a good instruction. We should also define the labels for the buttons in that scene definition too. Now, the thing I can't remember is if I look in GUI here and I go docs and I go protocol, Source GPIO. Action next item. Whose labels will specify what each button will do in the current scene. Okay. We currently have 2 scenes. The ports list scene and the routes scene for a given port. Here's the soft buttons to implement for a start and proof of concept. Ports scene. Since this will likely have a number of ports, too many to fit on one screen, we need pagination. The soft buttons should be could be to indicate first, last, previous, next. That's not it. First, previous, next, last. Routes scene. Again, pagination, but this time only a previous, next. Also a back ports button, which will act like a back button to get us back to the ports screen, scene, whatever. I mean, I wonder if we run through plan first. I think it might be a good idea, because sometimes that's good. It comes up with a bunch of suggestions which I didn't necessarily think of. This would have been nice. I mean, maybe with a proper HDMI GUI we can have something like this. Let's have a look at all my to-dos. This should be GPIO only. For the route scene, what left to right order do you want for the 4 soft buttons? When a paging action is not available, should its slot stay labeled but disabled or become a blank unused box? Hide unavailable actions by leaving the slot empty. I mean, I think that's pretty clear in this case. The change spans both repos. GUI needs a real bottom bar component input contract. MIDIPUNK needs scene state pagination logic to drive it. The missing piece is how GUI surfaces GPIO actions over inter-process communication. MIDIPUNK just doesn't consume them yet. The current layout engine doesn't measure text height. Since list items have fixed heights, I can compute the page size considering known row heights. Instead of hand wavy add test language. The bar is visual only for now. It follows the GPIO left to right order. An unavailable paging slot should render as blank rather than disabled labels. I'm saving a concrete execution plan now. Then we'll have a look through the scannable version. I can probably delete this frame buffer test now. The plan, add a dedicated visual only 4-slot button bar to GUI. Extend GUI scene schema with a new soft button row type. Add the new GUI component under GUI package components following the existing factory pattern. Its draw path should split the bar into 4 equal cells. Its touch handler should be a no-op for this proof of concept. Okay. Update validation and defaults. Document the new node type. Add tests, fair enough. Why not? Refactor MIDIPUNK controller state. Why is my mobile view gone? There it is. See that pretty MIDIPUNK UI going on here. Oh, it's not running. Okay. Yeah, proceed from plan. Let's do it. Let's go. Start implementation. And while it's doing that, I'm going to start up GUI. Hopefully this doesn't break it. I'm going to start up GUI. And I'm going to launch MIDIPUNK. And boom, there she is. Okay. We have music. We have sounds coming through, which is really great. It's a cool sound, actually. Probably shouldn't do this while I've got Spotify playing in the background as well. It just sounds awful. That's cool. All right, and then we can tap on that, and we can go in there, and we can toggle the routes on and off, which is pretty neato. Soon we're not going to need that back button anymore because we're going to have our little hardware buttons working. Our little 4 soft buttons. It's going to be super cool. Super cute. That's great. Yeah, that's lovely. This is good. I'm really stoked with this progress today, just having these 2 things hooked up. The GUI and the controller is... So everything works. I mean, that's the other cool thing. Like, we've got just normal notes. Chords work. The mod wheel works. Chord mode. And we've got I don't know what chords it's trying to play there. We've got arpeggiator. Beautiful. Can we speed that up at all? How do we speed that up? We go shift 16th notes. Oh, so good. Just great. Just beautiful. I don't know. I don't think these are hooked up to anything yet, the sliders. So we can edit the arpeggiator to go. So we've got it on 2 octave at the moment. Maybe if I just reduce that to, we'll keep it on 2 and we'll go. Pretty sure we can do. Does this have a random? It does. Random's always cool. Fancy. Okay. Well, it works. We know that. Yeah, I'm just fluffing around. Okay. Shut up. Stop it. We got some cool chords. What do we got here? We can do. I should probably look at this. This is actually doing a thing now. We should probably start looking through this. Config path is straightforward. GUI already has centralized defaults and style merging. So the new component can slot into that without touching renderer internals. I'm reading the MIDIPUNK route config types now to make the controller and scene pagination changes precise rather than speculative. Whatever the heck it's on about there. Reviewed 4 files. I'm applying the GUI side schema and component changes first. So MIDIPUNK can target a stable node type instead of a temporary shape. Okay, sounds like a decent idea to me. Generating patches. 8 files changed. Jeepers. The first patch failed on DocHunk, so I'm splitting code. Fixing, blah, blah, blah. GUI now has the new node type and validation path in place. I'm wiring MIDIPUNK to it. Okay, so let's start having a look through this now. So we've got config, we've got a soft button bar. Font size 11, that seems larger than it needs to be, but we can change that later. Text padding 2, border width 1. That all sounds reasonable to me. What about height? Like, I mean, is height determined by the font size? It probably is, yeah. Okay, now what are we in? The soft button bar test. I don't care about this file. I just should care about it, but I don't. what are we even doing here? We're just trying to create it. We're trying to find component by ID, see if we can find it or not, see if it ignores touch. So we fire off a handle touch event manually, and yeah, okay, it all looks good to me. Soft button bar component, right? So how does this work? We get an ID, bounding box, a style, and the slots, the 4 slots, which are strings. So we initialize, and we call init. We register a new component, and we call it the node type soft bar. Is init, I can't actually remember if is init a special method in GoLang. I don't. Is a special function, not a method. It is a reserved identifier used for packaging. It is automatically called. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, good. So this, yeah, and this registers itself. So basically, whenever we load this, it registers it into the component registry, which is cool because this makes extensibility really nice. We can just create a new component and have it self-register, available for use. Node type softbar. And the factory, we're going to get a node, a rect, which is probably the bounding box, and the style for it. And then we're going to create the soft button bar component using the method here. We're going to get an address to one. And then we're going to populate the slots, or the labels. Run bash command. I'm formatting the change go files and then running focus tests. All right, let's go for it. ID, we're going to draw it, split rect evenly. We've got a new method there. See, I feel like that could be pulled out into like a utility method. I feel like this could be extracted into a wider GUI helper library or something. Handle touch, draw box, draw text. Cool. For loop can be modernized using range over int. Yeah, there is a different syntax for that, isn't there? Index is less than count. So you go for range in count, or for range I in count, or something like that. Is that the for index range count? Yeah, okay. Not quite. Anyway, we'll keep that file. Action page first. So this, now we're in MIDIPUNK, right? Okay, so we're defining the view controller in MIDIPUNK's GUI UI implementation. And here we've got page first, previous, next, last. We've got some actions going on. Different scene views. This is all new. This is interesting. It's current view. Yeah, okay, so it's doing a little bit of componentization for me, which is kind of nice. Well, it's not componentization, but it's definitely splitting this into like a different view kind of. And I guess it needs the current view because now we're paginating. When we go to the next page, we're still on the route view. We're just on a different page, and we didn't have that requirement before to track the actual current view that's loaded. But we do now. Sometimes with AI, I find it hard to know if I'm just being a yes man. I feel like I'm just reading through this code. I'm finding out the reason why it was written and going, ah, yes, of course. Which, I mean, it does make sense. It's not wrong. But am I actually thinking about what's missing? And I mean, I suppose I've made a few notes about things that could be tidied up or changed later. So I guess so. Should just trust my brain, my Brian, a little bit more, you know. Allow a test run. Go for it. Okay, case, GUI IPC. Handle action. Event input event. So what we're doing here is we've got a new handler in the controller, handler event, which we pass to GUI as the event handler, and that comes back into MIDIPUNK, and then we determine the type of event that happened from GUI and we process it, and then we call handle action. We get the action, we apply action, crap, I shouldn't have had those running while it was trying to run tests. Now I've confused it. It should work now. Okay. Anyway, it'll save me for fluffing around with it while it's still working on it. Apply action. Yeah, see, this view controller is getting very large, but it should be right. Hey, where's my music gone? Back it up, back it in. There's a lot of pagination bollocks going on in there. Ports page. So this is not... I don't know if I... Oh, okay, this is weird. Ports page size. Does that mean how many it's showing per page? I don't think it's going to be able to fit 4 ports on a page the way it is at the moment. What even is this? Scenes in... I don't know why it's got we define the number of soft buttons. It might just be a helper to make it clearer for us in the code. I guess so. So we're getting the soft buttons for the different scenes here. So if we're on the port screen, we get the pagination ones. If we're on the route screen, we get those. And the soft buttons bindings, soft button bindings. Input IDs. We're creating a slice of strings. Soft. Oh, okay. So they're just the button IDs, which makes sense. The 4 button 1, button 2, button 3, blah 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 bindings, and then we're going to make a new slice. With the number of slots, and then we're going to go through those, and if the action on that slot is the soft button spec, okay, label an action. If the action is nothing, we're just going to continue, leave it. Otherwise we are going to append our bindings to our bindings, the input binding, the ID of the button, and what to do when it's pressed, and that is calling the slot action. Soft buttons used only by soft button bar nodes and must contain what? It's blocking my screen. Exactly 4 slots. Scene node, soft buttons. Soft button bar, current built-ins, draws a bottom row strip divided into 4 equal visual blah blah blahs. Which is filled with soft button slots. Some defaults, some colors. Some more validation. Sweet, so we should be able to run it according to this. Let's see what... In MIDIPUNK I refactored the controller and scene builders. So both touch component actions and GUI input event actions flow through the same action handler. The port scene now paginates and renders a bottom bar. The route scene paginates, removes the old on-screen back button, that's good. I was wondering if it was going to do that, and uses ports previous next blank in the bottom row. Verification complete. There is also an unrelated pre-existing deletion in the GUI working tree that I left unchanged. Yeah. That was me getting rid of FB test. Alright, so let's give it a run. Launch GUI. Could not launch process. Okay. Well... there we go. Listening for GPIO button events on 4 inputs. So if I push one of those buttons, we should see a little... there we go. Getting logged out. Now we should be able to load MIDIPUNK, and we'll be able to see our beautiful new bottom bar. That is kind of cool, I got to admit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Click on that, and we've got our routes. We can go back to ports by pushing that first button. Our route, that's sick. Very cool. Very, very cool indeed. We do have some text height problems. Stuff like that. Does this work? It does. It's a little bit fucking... A little bit not good. I think it needs calibrating. But it bloody works for the most part. Which is nice. But my MIDI routing's not working now. Oh, because it's turned off. There you go. Scam myself. Okay. Very good. Now, I should probably get on top of why... It's because when there's no text, it doesn't know how high to be, I think. It works, but there seems to be a small issue when there's no labels in the... Oh, let's stop MIDIPUNK. When there's no labels in the soft bar. The height of the soft bar is slightly higher, is slightly bigger, slightly greater when there are no labels, and slightly on the ports page when there's only one page, for example. On the ports have? What the heck? Did I write that? Compared to the routes page, where the ports label is set. The height of the soft button bar should be fixed and consistent regardless of the label content and other page content. So let's get that fixed up before we submit this bad boy. Drinking my invisible drink. pretty sure I was right anyway. Now it's gaslighting me into thinking maybe I was wrong. Oh, well, I've stopped it now anyway, so I can't check. Can I? That's too bad. But this is going great. I mean, this is fantastic. The fact it's all working today, the first time I've ever had these two things talking to each other, the MIDI router and the GUI program, talking over a Unix socket. It's a beautiful thing. So we can launch MIDIPUNK separately. We don't actually have to launch GUI. So this should be able to run and just handle MIDI messages and stuff. Oh, there's a little delayed. It's like it's blocking when it's trying to reconnect, which is kind of strange. I'm not sure. Or it's just I've got this set up. I've got my unit set up wrong. Well, it's working. It's working all right. Okay, so what is our agent friend up to here? I feel so lazy tonight relying on this entirely, but why not? I've isolated this to the bar's rendering model. I'm switching it from 4 independently boxed cells to 1 fixed out of frame. That sounds like a great idea to me. Yeah. Probably should have checked if it was actually doing that in the first place. Render change is in. I'm formatting and rerunning the focused GUI package tests. The test passed. So let's see what it's changed. So soft button bar height equals got want 32. Right, so this is basically checking if it's going to get enough height available, and if it doesn't get enough height available, it's like it's followed by fail now. Oh, this is a test. Okay. Oh, why? Yep. Anyway, test build scene keeps soft button bar height with blank labels. Okay, so it's seeing and making sure that even without labels, that the button bar height remains the same, which it wasn't before. It's getting bigger, which is weird. With text, it got smaller. It's kind of strange. Anyway, soft button bar. We've got color in there now, so we go draw box, split rect evenly. So, what? We're flipping this around. So we're drawing box first this time. I see, because that's the container that it's doing now. So it's drawing a container first, and then it's doing the slots. Drawing dividers. Yep, so it's drawing dividers, dividing into 4 pieces, and then drawing the text for the labels. Cool, sounds reasonable. Guess we will find out by testing it now. Next useful check is a quick hardware look on the ports page with a single page of ports. Let's go. Let's run MIDIPUNK. And let's run GUI and let's have a look at this close up. Okay, so far we have got and it did the same thing. That's frustrating. I'm gonna restart both. Not working, is it? Still not right. To be more specific, it's drawing the top of the soft button row in the same place. It's the bottom of the soft button row that's being drawn higher up, not along the bottom of the screen when there's text on the ports, no, on the routes screen in this case. See if it fixes it this time. It's going to feel bad about itself now. It's probably going to start self-flagellating. I mean, the soft button bar isn't at the bottom of the screen anyway, which is kind of bothering me. I mean, there's a whole bunch of unused real estate down the bottom, which isn't good. I mean, we need as much space as we can possibly get, you know? Lovely sounds. Yeah. I should get my cool synth in here, actually. Alright, I better stop. I better stop playing around with this while it's trying to do some work on these files. We know this causes problems. See what it's changed. So we've got this like body node now. This was a layout issue in MIDIPUNK, not the soft button component itself. I changed MIDIPUNK scenes.go so the scene root no longer puts the soft button bar inside the padded content stack. That's good. That's what we want. That was the issue why I wasn't going right down to the bottom of the screen, I think. Each scene now has 2 root children. Can we have 2 root children? A padded body container that consumes the remaining space, and the fixed height soft bar button is the child. That pins the bar to the viewport bottom instead of leaving it floating above the bottom padding. Okay. And its bottom lands at exactly y equals 240. Alright. Well, let's give it a crack. See what happens. Let's give it a look then, eh? Let's go. Oh, we got a black screen, which is good. That's because they haven't started MIDIPUNK yet, so let's do that. Let's go mobile view, so we can actually see what's happening. And? Kablamo. Oh, that's huge. Jeepers. Way too big. It's too tall. Oh, it's working though. It's way too tall. It can be like half the size. It's pretty neat. That's pretty neat.
Oh, wow, score! Look at this. This is an aspen. You can tell that it's an aspen tree because of the way it is. Wow.
Yeah, very good. That was a bit loud. I'm sorry. Ports. How neat is that? Pretty sure I had that soundbite saved somewhere as well. Okay, so yeah, this is really good. We've got a little soft button bar down the bottom. Great, that works. It's just too high. It's just too damn high. Let's meme it out. See if it catches my ear. It's so serious. Like, coding AI is so serious. Like, it will never comment on your jokes. Like, at least ChatGPT will be like, yeah, I see what you did there. It'll let it sycophantic. Like, oh god, I'll better laugh at this guy. It's just too damn high. I think it can be about 2/3, maybe even 3/5 as high. Okay, let's yeah. Let's chuck that in there. See what happens. I'm trimming the footer at the scene constant. What does that mean? So both screens shrink together, and I'm easing the bar typography slightly so it still reads. Yeah, cool. Because it was 11. I think that was a bit too much. Could probably go back to 9. Soft bar height 22. Oh, it was actually a constant. And the font size is 10. Alright. Oh, I reduced the text padding too. That probably makes sense. Alright, well, let's see what that looks like then. Nice. See, that's something I probably didn't need AI to do for me. You know, that was actually pretty lazy. Like, I could have gone in there and found that myself. And it shows that I didn't know exactly where to go to change the size of that. But now I do. Now I do. All right. What we're going to do is add a to-do in here. Color. Custom colors. Ports and routes as well. We need colors. All right. That's to do at a later date. I think what we've done now is pretty good. We've got a working soft button bar at the bottom, which is very handy. This file is getting pretty freaking huge, so width 214. Why is it giving stuff, like, why is it being so hard coded on that? Oh, that's just the route label. Okay, I guess it has to be. It'd be cool if it could be more percentage based. I think maybe that's so it can scale to different screen sizes, perhaps. I don't know. I'm just going to put a to-do. Consider the sizing, like 214 is hard coded. Could this be more percent based sizing? That'd be nice. So what do we got here? This is the scene body. So this just takes up all the available space. Controller.go. We've got the different scenes. It's very hard to Why has it deleted my to-dos? Excuse me. I didn't say you could delete that. No, thank you. Cheeky damn AI. My to-dos are relevant, I'll have you know. I'm relevant. Okay, implements soft button bar for GPIO hardware buttons. Soft button bar, soft button slots. just default configs. So it's weird. It's like it's doubling up on default configs here. This is like default config in the. This is like default config in the code, and this is like default config for us for. Yeah, it's code level defaults. That's kind of weird. Consider. Looks like we have both code level defaults and defaults in the config.json also. Is this disconnected or has something gone wrong? No, something funky's happening. Saving very slowly. Drawing.go. Yep, it's just some defaults there. See, like there was that thing that divide into equal things. I reckon that could go in here. C node structure. Yeah, this split rect evenly, I reckon could go, because this isn't nothing to do with the soft button bar. This is e.g. drawing.go. Might actually specify that so I remember it for the future. Add add a soft button bar component documentation and tests. Oh no, we actually want that. I'll pull that out and do this in a separate commit because I might want to restore that one day. Remove now unneeded fb test.go. Right, we'll push all that up, and I think that's good for tonight. I mean that's some great progress. I think that's really good. Let's just do a quick calibrate, see if calibrate still works. It's not loading the font, so that means it's still going to work. Cool. Control C to exit. It's not actually letting me Control C out of this. I've got to go stop. Okay, let's run GUI and MIDIPUNK one more time, just for luck, and see if we've improved that touch accuracy. So we'll go in here, and we have not. I've made it worse. Great. This is really strange because I feel like it reverses it every time. Yeah. It's like if I click on roughly the opposite corner, it works. That's so annoying. Something's going on there, so I need to make a note of that so we don't forget. So it does this invert X and Y. This calculating if X and Y should be inverted. It is not. It is not. It's either not doing that properly, or GUI is doing its own flip manipulation, which I think it actually might be. I think that is possibly my issue that I've got going, because I, as a human, played with that the other day, and I think I inadvertently broke it, where AI probably did it right. Maybe. Just gonna have a quick look then. Was it package input evdev? So there was this scale and invert. I don't know. I mean, whatever it is, Calibrate and evdev have different ideas of what being flipped means. So like if I just break here, if I start her up and I just look at the coordinates, okay, that was a bad choice. I clicked right in the center of the screen, so we're going to try somewhere else. Let's go top, like to our top left. So I think hardware wise, this will be like 0, 0. It's not though. See, so 0 is actually, oh no, 0, so 0 is actually down there. No, 240 by 320. 240, 320. So 0, 0 is up here. Yeah. So 0, 0 is actually top right. That's an interesting coordinate system. I can't remember what that's called, whether 0, 0 is top right. It's probably not got that fancy name. So this is, yeah, these are low numbers. So that is correct. Because if I go down the bottom left, I should have the two highest numbers. And I do. I've got the two highest numbers there. All right. Okay. So let me think about this. The Calibrate program, I'm not 100% sure if it's correct or not. So I don't want to go messing around with this too much. I think I need to do more of a fix me in this. I'll just put that. That'll remind me what to do. It's almost just like that. It's almost just if not inverted, like. So then if I go launch GUI, we'll take away all the, I don't have any breakpoints, and we'll go launch MIDIPUNK. Yeah, that works beautifully. Yep. Inverted the inverts. All right. Interesting. I didn't do that. Okay. All right. Let's go. Just some dev notes about calibration peculiarities. And that's it for me for tonight. I think we've had a good amount of progress there. I mean, honestly, this is almost at a point where I can actually use this, which is cool. That's all I want. I just want to be able to test this out with some real hardware. Nowhere near where I want it to be all up, but it's almost at a usable state, which is cool. Get me playing some music. Alright, for anyone that's here or been here or watching any videos or VODs or anything, thanks heaps. Make sure you follow the channel, you know. Give me a thumbs up on YouTube, makes me feel good. Also, I write a blog, which is pretty bad. But if you go to themess.org.nz, woof, it's very bright. We go to the blog and just some readings about some random ramblings. Seriously. What ifs? Come hang out on a live stream because I much prefer having people to talk to than just talking to myself. So, we'll see you later.